Boom! What's up, Waves Capital? It's Royce Jacob. Welcome back to the channel. And in this video, we are going to be talking about how our number one crypto pick of 2022, Render token, is on absolute fire right now and really just smoking the competition, even in the wake of the macro uncertainty, the macro downside, and the fact that the Federal Reserve has once again pretty much just crashed the financial markets, okay? So, going to keep this video short and sweet today, you guys. Have plenty of videos that I've recorded and posted in the past. It's crazy to think that it's been almost a year since we've started covering Render token here on the channel. So, right off the bat, actually, please let me know in the comments down below how long you've been riding the Render wave with me. And I'm happy to see you're still around. Let me know why you're still excited about this project as well. Obviously, many of you know this is my number one pick, as I just stated. And this is by far, so money where my mouth is, far and away my largest crypto holding in my personal portfolio. So we'll just share that right off the bat. Again, want to keep this short and sweet. The purpose of this video specifically, although I will reiterate some of my bull cases and long-term price targets for Render, is to cover this bonkers price action that we've seen over the past few days to kick off the month of November, where I'm personally looking to add to, once again, my already meaningful stash of Render tokens in the case that we do see more downside, and really talk to you guys about where I think we could go over the course of this holiday season on the charts using some technicals. But once again, I will reiterate my long-term price targets for Render as far as the token price is concerned, but also, more importantly, what my market cap target is for Render as well, because at the time of recording, we're only at a $200 million market cap, but I think this thing can go way further. And I will reiterate once again some of my fundamental bull cases for Render token as well. But if you do want to know why I'm really bullish on Render from a more in-depth reason and rationale as to why I'm bullish on this project, why I believe this project has very long-term scalability and scaling potential, not only as far as again, the project itself is concerned, but the price action and the potential of the token price is concerned as well. Go watch some of my older videos. Go watch the videos where pretty much to just talk about why I like Render so much. But again, let's focus primarily on short-term price action here and really just celebrate, because everything else has been going down for the past couple of days. But Render has seen, just in the past 2 days alone, an appreciation of 60%, which is absolutely insane. So we'll dive into the charts pretty much right after this, which is me reading over the price targets analysis I wrote on Render just yesterday. I mean, since then, we've come a long way, which is awesome. But I want to read over this, just really go over a very quick and short summary of my current thoughts on Render, and then I can expand on all of these points as we progress through the video and dive into the charts and whatnot. Okay, so Render continues to significantly outperform the far majority of the crypto market. You almost spoke too soon there. And considering this is our number one pick of 2022, this is extremely validating to witness. We've climbed almost 40% in the past 2 days alone, and although I have no idea what will occur over the short term, I remain hyper bullish on the long term. As investors become increasingly aware of what the Render project will accomplish, more and more capital will flood in. So, I said will accomplish. There's, of course, caveats. I believe they will accomplish. I cannot guarantee that they're going to accomplish it. I'm not part of the Render team, but given the nature of the founder, given the nature of Jules Urbach, as a founder and executor, I think that they will have no issue in accomplishing the kind of the game plan that they've set out to execute on. Okay, so always remember, you guys, we're still early. And that's even more relevant after the crazy correction that we've seen over the past 6 to 8 months, right? Going on 10 months now. This year's flying. But crazy correction, really weeded out the weak and left some room for the strong. Also forgot to mention, I do have the Render Network Twitter account here. Just so at the end of the video, we can go over this. I can expand on any fundamental arguments that I have for Render at this moment, but really just go over what they've been up to. And there's a nice little content recommendation for you guys to keep an eye out for when it comes to their founder. But as investors become increasingly aware, I hate when I do that, of what the render network, go out a little bit, of what the render network will accomplish, more and more capital will flood in. I just read that. We're still early teams. Sorry, I was distracted. I hate when that happens. But this could and definitely will take a while, but I still believe Render will surpass a $10 billion market cap someday. And really $10 billion seems light when you think about, again, the longer term potential, talking 5, 10, 20 years out. And we're currently, at the time of writing, only at 170 mil, which would allow upside potential of over 50x, considering we are now at, just hopping all over the place, a market cap of $200 million. That, once again, lends us to still just over a 50x. But also the fully diluted market cap, which is 2x from where we are now. That means about 50% of all render tokens which will be available is now available, because the fully diluted market cap is once all the tokens that can possibly be minted and be created are out. That's what the fully diluted market cap means. Okay, so that's important to keep in mind. But that won't happen for a very long time, because it's similar to Bitcoin. It's just it takes a lot of time for those tokens just slowly but surely like eke out and drain out into the ecosystem. Okay, but anyway, talk to you guys about current market cap. There are going to be, I mean, again, you're talking in there are marginal issues here when talking about market cap, but for the sake of this argument, we are going to talk about the current market cap when I talk about my $10 billion price target. Okay, so Render, again, I guess there's not much really to expand on there. You guys, again, not going to go into the depths, not going to do a deep dive on why I'm bullish on this project from a long term. Again, just go look at the older ones. But I will say that my market cap target for Render, maybe not in the next cycle, but it's very possible in the next cycle, because there are some projects like Chainlink is a great example of a project that I was excited about in 2017 and reached who knows how many tens of billions of dollars in market cap during this past 2021 cycle. So, hey, Render token, can we see a 50x during the next cycle? Probably, realistically, just keeping it real, team. 2024, just the next Bitcoin halving is probably gonna be the next cycle. It could happen sooner, but given the nature of interest rates, given the nature of the markets, given investor sentiment, that's gonna take some time to heal, because so many kids just got slapped in the face trading crypto. It's probably gonna take a few years for the scars to heal, for the wounds to heal, turn into the scars, turn into callus, and I do think that the next cycle will probably happen around 2024. Okay, so that said, can we see in 2024, by 2025, a 50x in the price of Render token? I absolutely think so, because I do think, and a big reason I was invested in Render, I made Render my largest investment in my crypto portfolio, is because of the size of the company. A $200 million market cap, given the potential of Render. Just go to the Render website. Should have pulled it up because I'm freaking talking so much. This is not short and sweet, I'm sorry. But go look at the Render website for yourself. Understand what Render is, and when you read through that, just again, you don't need to dive super deep. Read kind of their elevator pitch, and if you understand GPU rendering and how important and relevant that will be from a distributed perspective over the course of the coming 5-10 years, again, and again, just the universal nature of it, the distributed nature of it. And really the monetary nature of it for those who partake in the Render network itself. Similar to Bitcoin, it's very similar to Bitcoin miners. In Bitcoin, you get paid in Bitcoin when you mine and validate the Bitcoin network. It's very similar to what Render does. So, again, really just kind of doing a super bootleg deep dive on Render now, I guess. So that said, you guys, I do think Render has 50x potential. I'm just going to stop rambling right now, and let's dive into the chart to talk to you guys about where I think Render could go in the short term. So Render has been in breakout mode over the past couple days. Let's just see when Render started really going parabolic. So October 21st, it's about 2 weeks ago now. In the past 2 weeks, render has over 2x from the low over here at about 40 cents to this high right here, okay? So where we're at currently, we are almost at 2x, where we're sitting at about 78 cents. But low to high, well over 2x, up a buck 35%, which is absolutely crazy. Again, in the past day or so alone, last night, I woke up to some notifications on my phone. That render was just boom, and just hear that bring, bring, bring. That is the sound of render popping off. But crazy to see you guys. Render just in the span of 24 hours right here from 15, it went from 59 cents to 95 cents, almost broke back above the infamous $1 mark. And honestly, you guys, I do think a second wave is coming. I do think we are easily going to break above $1 again, especially with the volume we're seeing. Let's actually jump here to look at the volume. So volume in the past 24 hours is at $190 million, which is up well over 5x from where it was the previous day, and which is absolutely amazing. So again, you guys, volume, and I've said this so many times on the channel in the past, not only for cryptos, but for small cap stocks and anything with smaller market caps. Really what it takes for a small cap stock with a lot of long-term fundamental potential to take off is, of course, that long-term potential. Investors need to be excited about the potential of this project, but a small market cap makes it so that it takes less capital inflow to this project to appreciate the price of an individual token, okay? Less market cap, the less cap, like, okay, $1 million invested into something with a market cap of $200 million versus a market cap of $200 billion is a big difference, okay? That $1 million is going to go a lot further in an asset with a market cap of $200 million, if you guys get what I'm saying, okay? So that's why I'm excited about Render Network. That's why this thing has such pop potential. Even when it's compared to Ether, Mana, Chainlink, these all have significantly larger market caps than Render. And so that's why that's why volume really does matter for these stocks with smaller market caps. It's because volume, of course, brings price action, brings that upside, and that kind of creates that snowball into more and more upside. So that was very uneloquently said. I apologize for that, but hopefully you guys kind of catch the drift of what I'm saying here. But again, you guys, Render, I don't really have, buyer at 67 cents. I know you guys saw that right in the beginning, but to expand on that, the reason I'm a buyer at 67 cents is because that is the previous line of resistance. So these two green lines right here, you can use either one of these. I'll actually just use this one because it's a bit more conservative. And you know, you guys, when something's in breakout mode, you don't want to get greedy. So let's just get rid of this one. This is what I would consider to be a pretty valid line of resistance. You see multiple touch points here. Previous line of resistance will come into play as new support. That's just TA 101. In the case that we do retest this previous line of resistance as new support, we can actually, let's go to the hourly here just to make it a little more exciting to look at. So in the case that we do retest this previous line of resistance as new support, once again, that would bring Render down. Let's get a price target from where we're at. Once again, 78.5 cents. That would be like a 15% correction if we saw it over the next day or two. But again, you guys, it's entirely possible that we just continue to rip from here. And in the case that we do, I'm perfectly fine with that. But I do want to let you guys know that I'm a buyer of Render at 67 cents. Personally, I already have, again, a very, very, as far as I'm concerned, relative to me, a very meaningful position in Render in my personal portfolio. But if you guys aren't positioned, if I didn't own any Render, personally, I'd be buying anywhere below 70 cents at this point. Or hey, right now, because if you agree with the fact that Render can reach a $10 billion market cap someday, then I mean, buying Render $1, $5, $10 even is, I mean, if you believe, once again, in the long-term potential of this project and believe that the founders will execute, then it's all, I mean, anything below $10 is an easy buy, right? So anything sub $1 is a no-brainer. At least that's my opinion. As always, not financial advice. That's just, again, money where my mouth is. This is by far my largest holding, okay? So that said, that's that, you guys. If you want to know how I trade a Render on a day-to-day basis, if you want to know what my entire portfolio looks like overall when I'm buying render. If I choose to take any short-term profits on render because I think it might pull back in the short term, or what I'm trading the stock markets, which call options I'm excited about, how I'm trading my entire personal portfolio every day. First link down below, complete portfolio, daily newsletter. With that, you receive everything that this little box, little write-up here details. Again, complete breakdown of my entire portfolio with my daily newsletter. This is just an example of the price targets newsletter that I send out every trading day once again. So if you guys want that, it's $50 a month, $40 for every 3 months, or hey, try it free for 7 days. And if you don't like it, just unsubscribe. It's all good. But if you guys are interested in that, it's first link down below. Greatly appreciate it if you check that out. Just remembered we got to cover Twitter. So let's quickly go over this little piece of content that you guys should keep an eye out for. So Jules Urbach, he's the founder of Twitter, and the founder of Twitter. Elon is the new founder. Not the founder, obviously. Good old Jack's the founder. But Elon took over Twitter. Let me know what you guys think about that as well, I guess, just for fun in the comments. But Jules Urbach, who is the founder and CEO of the Render Network and Otoy. Again, look into this guy. It'll make a lot more sense than me just rambling about it as to why he's a competent executor when it comes to trying to scale this project. But this guy is giving his render presentation at the Solana Breakpoints conference next Monday. So stay tuned for that. Again, you guys, if you're invested in a project, you always want to know what the founder is doing. You want to know what the guy in charge who's holding the reins is doing, because you never want to just bet on the horse. You want to bet on the jockey as well. Don't bet on the car. Bet on the driver, whatever analogy you want to use. So keep an eye out for that. Go check out the Twitter. And again, if you're still watching and you don't know what render is, go check out their website. Okay, so that's the video, you guys. That was, once again, not short and sweet, which I do apologize for. But I hope you guys enjoyed it nonetheless. And I hope you guys are excited about our number one cryptocurrency being the hottest play of this crypto winter. Okay, so I'll catch you guys downstairs in the comments. And until next time, always remember, take action, make waves. Peace, team.